Hi, welcome back to the channel. This isn't a video I necessarily wanted to make, but I think we've all run into it, and anybody who has a large project will know what I'm talking about. I'll get to it here in a minute. And anyone who wants to take on a large project, this might help you prepare yourself. But Dylan and I were talking, and I just happened to mention the next thing that I wanted to do on the Corvette engine was install the distributor and the spark plug wires and the spark plugs, which I have all of that, but this is a 1972 car and it still has points. Well,
and what are points?
Points are a mechanical device that helps fire the cylinders. I won't go too much into detail because the only cars that have them now are the old ones that
kind of like a analog system,
yeah.
a rotary phone.
Yes.
Of the time.
Yes, exactly. So what I want to do is convert over to an electronic ignition, and I'm not going to buy a new distributor or anything. There's kits that I will show in a video later for swapping it over, but they're right now $150 to $200, and I just had some rather large expenses with my daily driver, and can't really afford it right now. It's going to be a couple of months. I have to save it up because I've got some other expenses coming down the line. So that's on hold for parts. What I might do is go ahead and put it in, rough time it, and then worry about swapping in the electronic ignition later. That's one option. It's a lot easier with it out, so I'm kind of wrestling on that. And then go to the front here, and I thought, well, I can start bolting all the stuff on. And then I remembered this was the water pump that came with the engine, which no leaks or anything, but when I opened up the back, there was a bunch of stalactites and stalagmites. You don't want that in a water pump. So I cleaned them out, and I was still thinking low buck at the time, let's just clean it out and put it back in service and at a later date. Well, that's kind of false economy. I don't know what a new pump is. Can't be any more than $100. Would it save me $100 worth of grief? Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But we can still rough time it. But then I got to looking, that balancer needs to be touched up. It's got some paint chips on it. Might as well do that right now. It's a domino effect. That won't cost any money though. So I'll probably tear the pulley off, take off the water pump, retouch that up with paint, and that'll give me a chance to do the numbers on the balancer. This is actually a pretty good balancer. It's fully indexed and gives me a wide range of numbers for when I want to time it. So I'll probably go in there with a little brush and do that. And then we'll go back to the passenger compartment. And this only applies to if you were running a Richmond 5-speed in a C3 Corvette. But someone might run into this at a later date, so that's why I'm telling you about it. When it's all bolted in and lined up, the reverse linkage gets in the way of the transmission tunnel. Now, if this were a steel car like I'm used to, I would just get in there with a hammer and clearance it. But with a fiberglass, you don't have that option. So I was probably overthinking it. I was thinking I needed to cut a slit in here, and I wasn't sure where the measurement needed to be taken from. But no, what I need to do is just cut out this section here and then re-fiberglass it in with just a little bit of clearance, like adding an extra thick bead of metal, and then that should give enough clearance for the transmission. But I thought about that way too long and way too hard, but that'll be the next step. And then once I can do that, here's where the domino effect comes in. Then I can finally hook up the emergency brake, and we can actually pull this thing in and out of the garage and park it. We can put it in reverse, and we can put the parking brake on. So just a little bit of project creep. One thing affects the other. I got overwhelmed and I had to step back and reevaluate. So it's bound to happen to you guys too. And I'm going to take the camera from Dylan, and we're going to talk about the problems we've run into with his.
So for me, I'm dealing with this massive space of metal that is, as my dad had referred to, as oil canning, and for something that I didn't know was a phrase until he said it. So just goes to show the different age gaps on these. But when you oil can, the older oil cans, you'd squeeze, and you'd want to see a give on that. This,
because it would squirt the oil out.
it would squirt the oil out. Yeah, the pressure from that would squirt it out. We're not trying to squirt any oil out from my car, or my truck. I really hope we wouldn't be. But also, I hope it wouldn't be caused from any of this. So
Yep.
I'm having problems and literally almost hitting a wall myself on dealing with this, and it's a bit discouraging because some of this stuff is really flashy and quick. We're cutting metal, and then we're reattaching things by welding them, and it all looks really cool and everything. I mean, it was great putting in the floorboards and putting in the new firewall. That was great steps, but we're not able to do that with this. This is something that's more of a slow process of being able to of give and take and trying to figure out what we need to do. And I not only just from life events, but also from just feeling like I'm stalling out on this, not knowing where to go with it. So we might try a new technique that my dad hasn't tried, that obviously I haven't tried, and we're gonna heat up the metal and then apply ice to the area. I can't remember the name of it.
We'll be shrinking it.
Shrinking the metal on it, and well, not ice.
Ice
exactly.
or some cooling medium. We haven't. We need to research it.
We need to look it up, and that's one thing that like my dad was saying, on project cars, you're gonna find that you're going to be feeling like you're moving along and everything, and then you're gonna hit a wall, either because you need a new part and you don't, and it's on its way, and you really want to get that done, but the part's not there yet, or you don't have the money for the part, or you can't find the part at the time, or you don't have any idea of how you're supposed to go forward. And right now with this, it's not a part, but it's figuring out how to move forward. One of the things that this has on the inside are 2 support struts, and we might have to we're gonna weld these on at some point, but they can only go on once we figure out how to get this flat, and there's some spots that we need to fill in holes, and just overall make sure this is in the best shape as possible before we can put these on. Because once we get this in shape, then the pieces down here are going to fold into place because they've broken off and they need to be re-welded. and then these also will, as support struts, will come into place. But once again, it's just stalling out, and so we were just thinking, we want to make sure that you guys out there know that not everyone knows what you're doing right off the bat, and it's okay to stall out for a minute and feel like you don't know what you're doing. But like what we're gonna do is research, and we're gonna find the parts that we need, and we're gonna get it done. And it doesn't have to be perfect either. As long as this thing's gonna keep me alive, if I get hit or something, as long as this keeps me alive, then that's really the big thing that matters. Is it moving? Is it working? Yeah, good. It doesn't have to look perfect, but if that's what you're looking for, perfection, then you're probably gonna have to start off with a new one of these, and you're not gonna find a new one of those. Or you pay someone else to do it for you, and really, you're not going to get the same accomplishment or the feeling of accomplishment of getting that done. And so, really, just if you are feeling like we're feeling right now, it's okay. You're going to be able to get past this point, and you're going to be able to move forward. If all else fails, I could just strap these on, weld them, and then just weld this to this. Like, just push it up and weld it, and then be like, okay, that's it, that's done. It's gonna stay that way, and nobody's gonna see it, and the bed of the truck's gonna be in the way, and I'm gonna be able to move on to the next part of the project. So just when you feel like you're stalling now, it's okay. You're gonna be able to move forward, and you'll get there. So I know that this isn't a technical video, but I hope that this finds you guys well. That this is still working on cars, but just a little different advice column for you guys. So hopefully you guys will share this, subscribe, like, do all those things. As my dad says, sending out smoke signals. If you have a bunch of carrier pigeons, that works too. Just make sure the laptop that you strap to the carrier pigeon's legs is lighter than normal, because it's a little harder for them to get around. I guess you could do paper if you want, but really, anything that you can do to share is good. We'll be happy with that. And we'll see you guys in the next video. So thanks for watching.